and I'm not from Palestine. I'm from North Carolina and eastern United States. I work with T2VC, and we're doing projects with Corona Corporation, USAID, Cisco, and others. And this is my very first trip to the West Bank. Never been here before. And I would take a lot of time to talk about that and what it's meant to me personally, but we don't have time. But I tell you, it has been a learning and moving experience to be here for the past few days. I am not a typical business person, I don't think. I spent most of my life in a banking job, doing mergers and acquisitions, that sort of thing. So I spent most of my life in a sort of normal business environment. But my background is in Renaissance literature and medieval philosophy, and I'm a rock star on the side. And I have a lot of things that I'm interested in other than just the notion of kind of a blinders on business. And I think that's important for the entrepreneur to remember that the entrepreneur innovator is not exactly a business person, though you're going to run a business and you have to run a business well and responsibly. But you're a little bit something different. What I'm going to share with y'all today is, it's not coming up, is it? It's showing all right. I'm going to tell y'all four quick stories, and then we're going to talk about it as much as you want to. 4 stories of businesses and or projects that I worked on, and I'm going to tell you each one what happened, and then I'm going to tell you what I think I learned about it. You guys are thinking about starting a new business when you finish school. Others have already started businesses and have businesses going, so we're all at different stages. But this is about lessons learned. So all of us start like this, I think. You have a great idea, right? Well, you think you have a great idea. Or somebody tells you you've got a great idea and you didn't even know it. Or you sit and think long enough and you convince yourself that you have a great idea, even if people are telling you it's not. After a while, you fall in love with your great idea because it's yours and you made it up. And then after a while, because of your great idea, you start reading your own press clippings. And that great idea gets bigger and better all the time. And then something happens. You start a business, you borrow some money, you do something, and at that point, you're going to find out just how great your idea is. And that's what I think is the essence of the entrepreneurial start. I had a great idea once. My first great idea was in 1985. And I was young. This was a really, really advanced thing. We found it in July of 1985, and it folded in February 1986. What we were going to do was called computerized image processing for the built environment. In 1985, computerized image processing was in its infancy. And so I had friends who were architects, and I was something, I don't know what I was. And we said, boy, look at all the cool things you can do with images in the built environment. So we said, it's cool. It's really cool. Isn't this fun? It's novel. And look at all the things you can do with it. And we would do images and show like buildings growing up on sites. So if somebody said, I wonder what a building would look like there, we'd go out and take pictures of the bricks and take pictures of the materials, and we'd image that. And you could watch a building rise up on the site. And everybody was impressed and excited. But why? So we've got this thing we're trying to do, computerized image processing for the built environment. But why? So if you sit and look at all this cool stuff, we ask ourselves, what can we do with it? What could you do with that thing? It's like you are going to run into technologies that are cool and fun and interesting. So what could we do? Well, we make cool images, which was a lot of fun. We figured we could use this to help people sell zoning changes and go to hearings and sell zoning changes and various things. Great sales pitches for architects. You could take a static picture, an elevation, and make it come to life because it was three-dimensional. It would move, and it would have people walking in and out of it and so on. There's all kinds of things we could do, but you know what we never really asked was, how we could make money. So ask yourself, how do you make money? How could we make money? Did we want to sell IP, franchise it, guess? I don't know. So like a lot of entrepreneurs, we were very passionate. We were very excited. We had some good technical expertise. We had a really cool idea, but that was all we had. This is a story told a million times over. We decided to start a business. We didn't decide to have a business model and make money. We decided to start a business. We raised $100,000 just like that in 1985, and then we stopped raising money, which was a big mistake. We built a franchise model, a little center. We have a demo center and an audience center and projectors and stuff, built a nice little place. Had a demo center for this. We opened offices. We had money, so we opened offices. We opened one in Coral Gables, Florida, and one in Miami, and one in Charlotte, North Carolina, because we had money. Yeah, we hired sales staff because we had money to hire sales staff, and we started doing stuff. Now, we were young, very young. We could work 20 hours a day. We really believed in what we were doing. We were excited. We were convinced we were going to own the world. We worked ourselves to death. We did everything all the time, and we spent money. We spent money. So what happened? Imagine y'all, somebody gives y'all $100,000 or $200,000 or $300,000 or $400,000, and you got this vision and you start doing stuff. It's wonderful, except our business model floundered because we didn't have one. We really didn't have a business model. We decided to try to do franchises, had a brilliant idea one afternoon, we're going to franchise our business, without realizing we were going to blow in that money. We spent $32,000 of our $100,000 on legal expenses drafting up franchise agreements, which is nuts, crazy. We weren't selling. Yo.
Normally, if you can explain franchise.
Franchise is like KFC, or McDonald's, or there's a parent company and you buy a local operation.
Buy the brand and share it.
Buy the brand and share it. But we didn't have a product we were selling. We just had this thing that was cool, and it said we could do cool things, and we generated a little bit of revenue just by consulting. We got some big developer in Aspen would call and say, do a presentation for me for the zoning board. We did all that stuff. I'm going to go faster. Now, here's the point. We're all young people. We're excited. We get this beautiful idea. We get some money, and we start doing things, and what do you think is going to happen? Well, our team dynamics were very poor. Not that we weren't friends, but the team dynamics were poor. We weren't aligned to the same outcomes. One person wanted something to happen, another one wanted something else to happen. Nobody knew. Really poor communication because we were more concerned about flying to Miami than we were about talking to each other. And if there was anything that killed this, it was unfocused accountability. So people could be accountable, but for what? So, get up and be accountable to work hard. We were very, very, very unfocused. And the truth is, this bottom thing, we were in search of who we are, who we were. So if you ask yourself that question on your own business, who am I? What is this business for? It's a hard question to answer, and we never did that. So what happened? We ran out of money, as you would expect. We had no plan. We just never planned for running out of money. We just said, we got the money, lots of money. But we had no plan for when we ran low or ran out of money. The business collapsed. It didn't slow down. It collapsed. We ran out of money. We had 26 people on our payroll. Gone. Poof. And I'll tell you one story. The week before we shut down, we had to meet payroll. And in Charlotte, North Carolina, I drove my car to the lot and I sold it and took the cash and put it in the bank to meet payroll. That's how I was committed. It was also the dumbest thing I ever did in my life. Because we were, anyway.
How long time did
Huh?
How long time did you collapse?
Less than a year.
7 months.
Only.
Yeah.
He hired 26 people and got rid of them in less than a year.
the point of all this is, and I'm glad glad you guys are here too. The point of this is, you put their words up there, a total failure. I mean, we ambitious, raised money, we spent it, got nothing back. But it was probably, in retrospect, wasn't at the time, but in retrospect, was the best possible thing that could have happened to me. Absolutely the best thing that could have happened to me, for a lot of reasons. Here's some things that I never did wrong again after that. Plan for capital. Now, you can plan for zero capital for a year if you want to, but if your capital is going to be zero, make your plan reflect that, okay? And if whatever your plan is, raise the capital to your plan. So if your plan says I need $10, plan to raise that $10. If you can't raise $10, make your plan for capital zero. Don't forget that. The worst thing in the world is to plan on having capital and not have it. Running out of capital kills the business instantly. So, and if you're thinking about raising money, tell yourself this: you do not have enough. However much you're thinking about, however much in your head, you know, if I got $50,000, I could start this business. Just tell yourself over and over and over, it's not enough. Always be thinking about capital and capital needs. For all you tech people, technology stuff equals baubles, shiny things that crows like to go pick up, shiny things and take them back to their nests. Don't get distracted by, it's not that technology is not cool, but don't get distracted by the coolness of the technology, because that's not what your business is about. Your business is about what it does for customers. We got distracted by, isn't this thing cool? Look what we can do, as opposed to what problems are going to be solved for our customers. So it's about what the customers want, not what you think they need. The last 2 points, if you're starting a business, if there's anything at all that if there's anything that I have learned, it is this: if you're going to have a team, the only thing that matters in your business is the people, nothing else. Focus on people, focus on aligning people, focus on leading people, focus on supporting people, listening and having conversations. The only asset that you really have if you have a business, the only tangible asset is people. If you all studied Deming in business school, if you studied TQM or some of that stuff, you remember Deming was the master of measurement. He was the master of statistics. He was the master of saying, let's quantify this. But Deming said, the soft things are hard and the hard things are soft. And what he meant was numbers, financial numbers, measurements, those things are squishy. You can manipulate those. The soft things, like leadership, relationships, those are the hard assets that a company has.